ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति कृपयां वन्दे श्रीगुरुजनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं। हरे कृष्ण. So welcome to the class today, Canto 3, Chapter 4, verse number 17 to 22 is what we are going to discuss. So can post on the screen.
Rao Prabhu, are you okay to share?
Sure, Prabhuji.
So it is third canto, fourth chapter, verse number 17.
Just a minute. Opening, Prabhuji.
Shall I share? Otherwise, Rao Prabhu?
No, Prabhuji, it's ready. Just opened.
Okay.
Sharing this. Is it fine, Prabhuji?
Yes, visible now.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Mantreshu mam va upahuraya tattvam yatvam akuntahita khanda sadatma bodha prache prabho mugda tavapamattas tanno namano moyata tvadeva. Someone can read the translation.
Yes, Prabhu. O my Lord, your eternal self is never divided by the influence of time, and there is no limitation to your perfect knowledge. Thus, you are sufficiently able to consult with yourself, yet you called upon me for consultation, as if bewildered, although you are never bewildered, and this act of yours bewilders me. Uddhav was never actually bewildered, but he says that
Sushil
all
Prabhu,
the...
one
Yes,
moment. Rao Prabhu, can you close other applications and go in full screen mode for this one, please? And full screen mode if possible. No, if in the browser itself, you can go in full screen. It's okay otherwise. Leave it. Sushil Prabhu, please continue.
Uddhav was never actually bewildered, but he says that all these contradictions appear to be bewildering. The whole discussion between Krishna and Uddhav was meant for the benefit of Maitri, who was sitting nearby. The Lord used to call Uddhav for consultation when the city was attacked by Jarasandha and others, and when he executed great sacrifices as part of his routine royal work as Lord of Dwarka. The Lord has no past, present, and future because he is unhampered by the influence of eternal time, and thus nothing is hidden from him. He is eternally self intelligent. Therefore, his calling for Uddhav to give him enlightenment is certainly astonishing. All these actions of the Lord appear to be contradictory, although there is no contradiction in the routine activities of the Lord. Therefore, it is better to see them as they are, and not attempt to explain them. Hare Krishna.
Therefore, his calling for Uddhav to give him enlightenment is certainly astonishing. All these actions of Lord appear to be contradictory. Already there is no contradiction in the routine activity. Therefore, it is better to see them as they are and not attempt to explain. So, Uddhav has got the understanding of the supremacy of the Lord. But at the same time, the Lord would call him and ask him, because Uddhav was a very intellectual person. He had the full knowledge about the Vedas, the Shastras, the Dharma Shastras, the Niti Shastras, everything. The same thing happened to Arjun actually. Arjun thought that he's my first cousin and he's my best friend. And they would just talk to each other, go around, play around, hunt together. And when lying on the bed, sometimes Arjun's leg will be on top of Krishna's chest. जहाँ पर महालक्ष्मी का वास होता है. So when he came to know, after seeing the Vishwarup, Virat Swarup, he started singing the glories of the Lord. Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram Paramam Bhava, Purusham Shashwatam Devi Madidevam Ajam Vibhum. So the similar realization is coming to Uddhava now, because there is no need for the Lord to ask. Now, if you take the same case in the Ram Avatar, Lord Ramachandra had full trust in Sumanta. Sumanta was completely like a person on whom Dashrath, Rama, and others also completely depended upon. But that does not mean that they will not take the directions from these people. It is just for us to understand, for our understanding, that the Lord also plays a part of the human, and he plays the part of being subservient, just for us to yadyad achariti shrestha. Another thing that you can see is that whenever the Lord would go and meet the Pandavas, whenever he will go and meet the Pandavas, he will take the blessings of Yudhishthira and Bhima. He will embrace Arjuna, because both are of the same age, and Sadeva and Nakul, he will bless them. So all these things that which is appearing contradictory should not be a contradiction, because the Lord is just playing the role. So it says that there is no contradiction in the routine activities of the Lord. Routine activities means मनुष्य योनि में है तो मनुष्य योनि की तरह बिहेव कर रहा है वो, इसके लिए उसको एक्सप्लेन करने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है. हालांकि Uddhav did feel bewildered, but Srila Prabhupada mentions that there is nothing to be bewildered about, because this is a normal course of activity. Can go to the next one. Jnanam paramam swatma raha prakasham provacha kasmat provacha kasmai, sorry. Provacha kasmai Bhagavan samagram apikshamam na grahanaya vartur vadanjasa yad prijitam tarenma.
Hare Krishna, translation. My Lord, kindly explain to us, if you think us competent to receive it, that transcendental knowledge which gives enlightenment about yourself and which you explained before to Brahmaji. Purport. A pure devotee like Uddhava has no material affections because he engages constantly in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. A devotee feels affected without the association of the Lord. Constant remembrance of the Lord's activities keeps the devotee alive. And therefore, Uddhava requested that the Lord please enlighten him with the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam as previously instructed to Brahmaji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
So, the real desire of the devotee is that enlighten him with the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam, because Srimad Bhagavatam Akhyayam Pratyaksha Krishna Evai. This is mentioned in the Padma Puran that Bhagavatam is Krishna himself. And sensing that Krishna would leave the planet, then Uddhav did not want to lose a chance of listening to the Bhagavatam from the Lord himself. So what quality does it show over here? Pure devotee quality means what exactly is being shown over here?
Like a pure devotee will constantly remember the God. So he's keep on asking about the gods pastime and other things. So he's still interested in all related to that sort of a transcendental service to the God, to remember him.
Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji, now you are
Yes,
audible.
now you're audible, Prabhu.
For
that
small
electricity-
net,
the electricity went off, so the network got cut short, so I attached it to my mobile phone. Yeah. So there is see this particular word, a pure devotee like Uddhav has no material affliction because he engages constantly in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. A devotee feels afflicted without the association of the Lord. So in Bhagavad Gita, there is a beautiful verse. It says, Mat chitta mad gata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. A pure devotee takes enjoyment and pleasure in continuously talking about Krishna. And the association of the constant remembrance of the Lord's activities keep the devotee alive. So what is the constant remembrance? The Lord Narayana in the 4th canto tells the Prachetas that Griheshu Abhishatam Chapi Pumsam Kushala Karmanam Matvarta Yata Yamanam Na Bandha Grihamatam. So he tells the Prachetas that those who are expert, those who are my devotees, what do? As and when they get time or whenever they get time, they engage in the activities discussing my katha or my activities, and by which they are not bound by the material world, but they are already a realized soul. So Uddhav also comes from the same clan. He is a pure devotee of the Lord, very, very great personality. But end of the day, we should understand that without Krishna's association, they feel empty and void. So anybody has an idea who was Uddhav in the previous Janma? Uddhav had a life before this. He was one of the Ashtavasus.
Vasus.
Yeah. One Vasu was Bhishma Pitama. And one was Uddhava. So when the Vasus, they prayed to the Lord, Chirudakshay Vishnu. So he was the principal Vasu over there. So at that point of time, he asked the Lord that, may I get your personal association? So he said, as a Vasu, you're not entitled to my personal association, but as a special mercy, I allow you to be that. And that's how one of the Vasus became the title of Uddhava as his first cousin. So we'll go to the verse. Any doubts in this too before we go?
Prabhuji, means what do you mean by Vasus?
Vasus basically are 8 lords who take care of the directions and they take care of the money. With the Kuber, they will take care of the Dhan Sampatti. I'll give you the detailed explanation in the later on after finishing this.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Itya Vedita Hardaya Mayam Sa Bhagavan Paraha Adi Deshar Vindaksha Atmana Paramam Sthitim. Translation, somebody can read.
I will read, Prabhuji. Go ahead, Mataji.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. When I first expressed my heartfelt desires unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the lotus-eyed Lord instructed me about this transcendental situation. Purport: the words Paramam Sthitim are significant in this verse. The Lord's transcendental situation was not even spoken of to Brahma when the 4 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam 2.9.33 to 36 were explained. The transcendental situation comprises his dealings with devotees engaged in transcendental loving service as exhibited in Dwarka and Vrindavan. When the Lord explained his specific transcendental situation, it was meant for Uddhav only. And therefore Uddhava particularly said, Mahyam, unto me, although the great sage Maitreya was also sitting there. Such a transcendental situation is hardly understood by those whose devotion is mixed with speculative knowledge or fruitive activities. The Lord's activities in confidential love are very rarely disclosed to the general devotees who are attracted by devotion mixed with knowledge and mysticism. Such activities are the inconceivable pastimes of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The Lord's activities in the confidential love is rarely disclosed to the general devotees who are attracted by the devotion mixed with knowledge and mysticism. So, here they talks about Paramam Sitam. The Lord's transcendental situation is not even spoken to Brahma when the 4 verses of Bhagavatam were explained. If you see this particular statement, the Lord's transcendental situation was not even spoken of to Brahma when the 4 Veda verses of Bhagavatam were explained. So which Leela comes to your mind? Not even spoken to Brahma means.
The Ras Leela,
Before that, Prabhu.
which was Brahma Vimohan Leela.
Yes. Because otherwise he would not have suspected Krishna, no? He could have been accepting Krishna. Because, see, for Brahmadev, when he did 100 years Divya Tapasya, right? 100 years Divya Tapasya jab kiya, so at that point of time, whom did he see? When he looked from the lotus but below, whom he saw lying down? When Brahma was sitting on the lotus that came from the Nabi of Lord Padmanabha, so Brahma looked down. So who was the person he saw?
He didn't see anything. No? There was darkness, and later then he went downwards. It was
No, I'm telling after he completed the tapasya,
okay.
he was enlightened completely. The first thing who he saw down was
Garbhodakshaya Vishnu.
Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So once he saw Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, so it means what? His understanding of God, his understanding of relationship with God was Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Shantakaram Bhujagashayana Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrusham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalananam Yogi Virgyana Gamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavavayaram Sarvalokaika Natham. That was his understanding. Now, the same Brahma, when Krishna came down to the earth and he was doing his pastimes, he came down to see the Lord, knowing from Indra that Indra was badly beaten due to the Govardhan Leela. So see, what does he see now? Now Brahma means he is the perfect Brahmana. He is the best Brahmana in this universe. There is no Brahmana better than Brahma. So when he does the Agnihotra Yajna, so when he does the Agnihotra Yajna, basically, yeah, तो अग्निहोत्र यज्ञ में क्या करते हैं? ओम सहस्र शीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्ष सहस्रपाद स्वाहा इदम विष्णवे इदम नमः. So भगवान कैसे खाते हैं? अग्निदेव. The Agni or the fire is the tongue of the Lord, and Brahma is putting the food in the mouth of the Lord. So that is the way to treat the Lord. Seeing Krishna, what he was doing in that Leela, one hand he is having dahi bhat, in the right hand, in the left hand he is having lemon pickle and mango pickle over here. So he is eating the dahi bhat, then he is licking the fingers. Now, Brahma's concept of God is Chaturbhuj Narayana, Shankh Chakra Padma Gada, royal. And here he sees that somebody आधा कचौरी खा के उनके मुंह में झूठा कचौरी दे रहा है. Somebody says, "We'll feed you. Close your eyes." They're putting a flower in his mouth. After a fight, after playing, when Krishna loses, he has to pick somebody on the shoulder and run. So all these things are Lord's transcendental situation, and Brahma was not knowing about it. It was not known to Brahma. So in the Brahma Vimon Leela, Brahma tried to understand who this person was, rather than trying to put him in trouble by taking all the calves and the Gwala
And-
boys.
Yes.
A minute. I'll show you something actually. So importantly, we have to understand that not everything is revealed to everybody except the pure devotees of the Lord. That is one of the reasons sometimes even Mahalakshmi is a little bit shocked that she also does not understand the Lord in complete. It's taking time.
Prabhu, are you showing something? Your screen is blank, Prabhu. Prabhu, you are on mute, Prabhu.
Today we are having a lot of fluctuation actually. Current fluctuation बहुत है, बारिश हो रहा है 2 दिन से इसके लिए.
Oh, okay.
हाँ.
Prabhu, are you
So
showing some screen or Rao Prabhu, your screen is not visible now.
just a minute, I'll check my screen where it has reached.
Yeah, I'm just waiting because Prabhu was trying to share his
Achha,
screen.
okay.
Yeah. So just as I'm putting the screen for everybody, just I would like to know that how many people actually knew that Krishna was the Supreme Lord when he was 5,000 years back on this face of the earth? We can take a count to begin with.
Not many.
Vidur knows it.
Okay, Vidur.
Bhishma
And
Pitama.
his
Bhishma
parents.
Pitama. Okay. Bhishma Pitama. Yeah.
His parents.
Who?
His
No.
parents.
They did not
No,
know.
the parents did not know.
In a 4-bhuja form and says that I am the God coming. So then
Yeah.
they said that coming.
He says that after that they forget due to the Yog Maya. Because the Yog Maya, yeah. No, in Pandavas also, it is only in the 100th year of the war. Okay, we can agree Arjun came to know later in his life. Kunti Maharani knew.
Kunti Maharani.
Yeah.
Draupadi?
Draupadi, yes. Draupadi knew that he was the Lord. But she still had the partial understanding only.
So the gopis also knew it, but they did not let that
Yeah.
take over their prema bhav feelings.
Actually, the gopis, they very well knew who is Vishnu and who is Krishna. They were able to distinguish that. But with Krishna, they never cared that he is God. They took him one of their own and they would treat him like the way they liked. So ideally speaking, not many people knew. To be very frank, not many people knew. So Brahma also did not know the transcendental potency. So then what did Krishna do in the Brahma Vimohan Leela? This is what he did. So you see, from every what do you say, Gwala, and from every calf, one Vishnu came out, Chaturbhuj Narayana, Shankha Chakra Padma Gada. So Brahma was bewildered because Brahma's concept of God was this, that he had seen from the lotus stem. So the Lord just very beautifully removed all the Paramatmas from each one of them, and he said, if this is the concept of God you're looking for, without speaking, he just by a snap of the finger, you see, he's just making his hand like that, and there are so many Vishnus. So if Brahma does not know the details, we are not expected to know many things actually. So sometimes, people they say, Bhagwan Krishna Vishnu ke 8वें avatar hai. So then very politely we ask which Vishnu you are talking about. So they say how many Vishnus are there. Then we show them this picture. So the point mentioned over here is that even Brahma was not knowing about the glories of the Lord, because eventually Brahma is also a Jiva like us with only 78% potency of the Supreme Lord. So let's go to the next paragraph and see what it is. I'm just stopping this. And in this case, when Brahma was standing there and the Lord was eating the Zaibat in his hand, so the Lord just looked at him and he said, if you are not agreeing to me as your Lord, that is perfectly okay. Can I go? Because I have more important things to do. I was spending time with my friends. So that it does not affect the Lord anything. Like here it says, his dealings with devotees engaged in transcendental loving service is exhibited at Dwarka and Vrindavan. When the Lord explained his specific transcendental situation, it was meant for Uddhav only, and therefore Uddhav particularly said, Mayam, unto me. So the Lord reserves the right to disclose himself. Naham prakashasya sarvasya yoga maya samavritaha mudoyam nabi janati loko mamajam avayam. I am not seen by fools. That's what he says. Because what he does, Kunti Maharani says, Maya Javalika Channam Agyana Madokshajam. It's like a curtain of Maya, which is standing in front of between the Lord and us. And he reserves the right whether to show himself or not. So in this entire area, it speaks about the potency of the Lord. It speaks about the will of the Lord. And it also speaks about the purity of the devotee and who is the chosen one by Krishna. You can go to the next verse.
Prabhu, one question.
Yeah.
This in this verse as well as in verse number 10, Prabhupada in his explanation has given that Maitri Rishi was not a pure devotee.
Yeah.
But then how that he is able to have a darshan of Lord and all, and in this also, is it possible? It must be there that the transcendental position has been shown only to Uddhav and not to Maitri.
Yeah, that possibility is there. But end of the day, Maitreya was the chosen nimitta who would speak to Vidura. So by the dint of, sometimes what happens, Prabhu? The mercy comes from the Lord in such a way that you become the chosen one just out of the blue, and which he has the right. So though Maitreya was not a pure devotee, but Maitreya was the chosen one because Uddhav, being younger than Vidur, is not in a position to instruct him. You will see that also.
Yeah.
So Maitreya Muni was chosen to deal with the situation. And as it goes by, we will see that what happens over there. Because when we say pure devotee of the Lord, that is only Uddhav and Vidur. So how Maitreya came in between, we will see that, Prabhu. Let's go down. I have to read this one, right?
You need to read the verse, Prabhu.
Sa evam aradita pada tritada adhitta tatvatma vibodha margaha pranamya pado parivatya devam ihatoham virahaturatma. So you can just read it. I will just find out about the Maitreya Muni also. Please proceed.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, you can read it,
Trans-
Prabhu.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. I have studied the path of understanding self-knowledge from my spiritual master, the personality of Godhead, and thus, after circumambulating him, I have come to this place, very much aggrieved due to separation. Purport. Sri Uddhava's actual life is the direct symbol of the Chatushloki Bhagavatam, initiated first to Brahmaji by the personality of Godhead. These four very great and important verses from Srimad Bhagavatam are particularly taken out by the Mayavadi speculators who construe a different purport to suit their impersonal view of monism. Here is the proper answer to such unauthorized speculators. The verses of Srimad Bhagavatam are purely theistic science, understandable by the postgraduate student of Bhagavad Gita. The authorized dry speculators are offenders at the lotus feet of the Lord Sri Krishna because they distort the purports of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam to mislead the public and prepare a direct path to the hell known as Andhatamishra. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 16.20, such envious speculators are without knowledge and are surely condemned life after life. They unnecessarily take shelter of Shripad Shankaracharya, but he was not so drastic as to commit an offense at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. According to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shripad Shankaracharya preached the Mayavadi philosophy for a particular purpose. Such a philosophy was necessary to defeat the Buddhist philosophy of the non-existence of the spirit soul. But it was never meant for perpetual acceptance. It was an emergency. Thus, Lord Krishna was accepted by Shankaracharya as the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his commentations on Bhagavad Gita. Since he was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, he did not dare write any commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam because that would have been a direct offense at the lotus feet of the Lord. But later speculators in the name of Mayavad philosophy unnecessarily make their commentary on the Chatushloki Bhagavatam without any bona fide intent. The monistic dry speculators have no business in Srimad Bhagavatam because this particular Vedic literature is forbidden for them by the great author himself. Srila Vyasadeva has definitely forbidden person engaged in religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and finally salvation from trying to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, which is not meant for them. Bhagavatam 1.1.2. Shripad Sridhara Swami, the great commentators on Srimad Bhagavatam, has definitely forbidden the salvationists or monists to deal in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is not for them. Yet such unauthorized person perversely try to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, and thus they commit offense at the lotus feet of the Lord, which even Sripad Shankaracharya dare not to do. Thus they prepare for their continuation of miserable life. It should be particularly noted herein that Uddhava studied the Chatushloki Bhagavatam directly from the Lord, who spoke them first to Brahmaji, and then time the Lord explained more confidentially the self-knowledge mentioned as the Paramam Sthitim. Upon learning such a self-knowledge of love, Uddhava felt very much aggrieved by feeling of separation from the Lord. Unless one is awakened to the stage of Uddhava, everlastingly feeling the separation of the Lord in transcendental love as exhibited by the Lord Chaitanya, also one cannot understand the real import of the four essential verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. One should not indulge in the unauthorized act of twisting the meaning and thereby putting himself on the dangerous path of offense. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Amrita Madhav Das. So, the question by Sushil Prabhu was, right, about Maitreya. Right, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
So it is mentioned by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, it says that it was by Krishna's divine inspiration and arrangement, the great sage Maitreya, Vyasdev's friend and disciple of Maharishi Parashar, arrived. So you see, he is not a pure devotee, but what is his connection with? He is connected to, he is a disciple of whom? Parashar Muni, and he is a friend of Vyasadev. So Vyasa is an incarnation of the Lord, and Parashar is the father of that incarnation. So by the dint of that, he was chosen one. But still, because his devotion was Jnanak Mishrit, means it was mixed with knowledge. So at the time of speaking the Chaturshloki Bhagavatam and instructions, Krishna did not look at him. He looked at
Uddhav.
Because Uddhav is the pure devotee. So when a spotless devotee is there, you will see that the due respect is given, but the due attention is given to the spotless devotee. Due respect can be given to both because they both are in your house, but the due attention goes to the person who is superior. You just take that even in our material life. Say, for example, the CEO of the company calls two of you inside. One is in a position of a director and one is in a position of manager. So at the time of speaking, whom will the CEO look at, the manager or the director?
Must be
Yes,
director.
director.
Yeah, because he is in a superior position. So here also, Maitreya was a devotee, but his devotion was mixed. So the instruction went straight to Uddhav, and Maitreya was becoming the listening part of it. So the Lord did not mind Maitreya listening and getting the knowledge because he was a knowledge mixed devotion. So he said, okay, you take the knowledge, but my attention will be towards the superior personality. So he is not discriminating. He is only giving the due respect. The Lord is only giving ye yata mam prapadyante tam stateva bhajamyaham. So it says that although both Uddhav and Maitreya were great souls, the Lord's attention was more on Uddhav because he was a spotless pure devotee. A Jnana Bhakta, or a one whose devotion is mixed with monistic viewpoint, is not a pure devotee, because there is a possibility that monistic viewpoint means what? That the Lord may be Nirakar. Although Maitreya was, the Lord reciprocates with his devotee on the basis of transcendental love and not on the basis of philosophical knowledge or fruitive activities. So where is this proven? In the Damodar Ashtakam it says, Tadiyeshi tadneshu bhaktar jitatvam puna prematastam shatavriti vande. Tadiyeshi tadneshu. That knowledge which is transcendental is defeated because of my transcendental bhakti. So if you are a jnani and if it does not culminate into love of Godhead, that jnana is of no use, because what it says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschid mam veti tatvata. Even after doing the siddhi prapti by the jnana, you will not be able to know Krishna unless it is his mercy and unless you go to the surrenderance of his devotee. So is this clear, Sushilji?
Yes, Prabhu.
And here it says that herein the Lord's attitude towards Uddhav is more intimate than Maitreya Muni. That also makes a big deal, no? Suppose if you are in an intimate relation with somebody, तो definitely आपका ध्यान उसी के ऊपर जाएगा, दूसरे के ऊपर नहीं जाएगा. Okay. So Uddhav's actual life was a direct, just a minute. So the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam are purely theistic science, understandable by the postgraduate students of Bhagavad Gita. So Srimad Bhagavatam is termed as a post-graduation because there you become closer to the Lord, understanding the subject matter in the best possible way. Unauthorized dry speculators are offenders at the lotus feet of the Lord because they are distortion purport. So tell me one thing, unauthorized dry speculators are offenders at the feet of the Lord. When they take that, so they take the direct path to the hell known as Andha Timirasa. There is one more punishment which these people get. Those who do not accept the Lord as a form and they say that the Lord is formless. What is that punishment?
They go only up to Brahmjyoti, Prabhu.
So Brahmjyoti is it the desired soul goal? What happens in Brahmjyoti?
There is a risk of falling down, and you have to come for going to the third stage. You have to do something more than that.
And you will not get an opportunity to do devotional service to Lord.
That's right. So basically, Brahmjyoti में होता क्या है कि Brahmjyoti is also like a path to the hell. For devotees, that is a hellish condition. So Brahmajyoti is something like, you know how you take something and put it in a deep fridge. That's it. Be there forever. You don't want the Lord to be served, you be there forever. So that is also actually a kind of not achievement. In one way, for the devotees, it is a punishment. If a devotee is sent to Brahmajyoti, it is a punishment for them, because you would stay there for eons of years, Prabhu, before falling down also. It is not that you go, you fall down and come back. Eons of years. And for that many years, the Lord is happy. He said, okay, you don't want to serve me, you be in the Brahmajyoti. So Brahmajyoti is also not the very appropriate place, because there is no Bodhayanta Parasparam. There is no speech. They unlikely take the shelter of Srimad Shankaracharya, but he is not so drastic to commit an offense at the lotus feet of the Lord. So what is the most beautiful song given by Adi Shankaracharya?
Bhaj Govindam, Prabhu?
Yes.
Bhaja Govindam.
Bhaj Govindam. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudmate, O foolish guy, Samprapte Sannite Kale. At the time of death, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Drukun Karne. You might be a great scholar, but at the time of death, nothing will help you. So that is the reason the Shankaracharya could not. And you know, he is the one who put the Char Dham in place, Shankaracharya. What are the Char Dham basically?
Gangotri, Yamunotri.
No.
Is Dwarka, Badrinath,
Kedarnath, Badrinath,
Jagannath Puri.
Jagannath Puri.
Rameshwaram.
Rameshwaram.
Yes. That Prabhu, that Gangotri Yamunotri is Chota Char Dham. वो छोटा चार धाम का जन्म अभी 15 साल 20 साल पहले हुआ है. एक्चुअल चार धाम कैसे करते हैं हम लोग? We go to the Rameshwaram. Sorry. So we go to, it starts like you have to go to Rameshwaram, take the bath in the 22 Kunda. Anybody here who has been to Rameshwaram? Show of hands.
I just visited 3 weeks back, Prabhu.
So you take bath in Agni Tirtham.
Yes, Prabhu. On those 21 things we took a bath.
After that, there will be 21 Kunda.
Oh, no idea. We did not notice.
Yeah, Agni Tirtham is the place in the sea. So you take bath over there, then you come to the temple and take 21 Tirtha Kunda. Okay. And then what you take, you know, in Tamil we say Guja. There is a Kamandalu. Steel ka aata hai aisa. Okay. So in that what we do is we put the 22 Kunda water, go to Lord Shiva and pray to him and say, my dear Lord, my Char Dham Yatra begins now.
Okay.
And then from there you straight away come to Puri. From Puri you go to Badrinath. From Badrinath you go to Dwarka. From Dwarka you come back to Rameshwaram. And in all those 3 places you will get some jalam. And that you will come and offer it to Lord Shiva. Then your Char Dham Yatra finishes.
So Rameshwaram, Puri, Jagannath, then
Badrinath,
okay.
Dwarka,
Then Dwarka. Okay.
and back to Rameshwaram.
Okay.
So then there is in Rameshwaram, there is a big Lord Ganesha Vigraha is there. You see on the gate.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So he is the Sakshi. He is writing the names of the devotees who have done this yatra. So it's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also it is mentioned in the Garga Samhita that actually Rameshwaram is not one of the Char Dham. The fourth Dham in the South India is, can anyone take a guess?
Balaji temple.
No, Balaji nahi. You have to come a little bit down in Tamil Nadu.
Padmanabhan temple.
That is in Kerala. You have gone deep down,
Kerala.
in between. It is there.
Is a number.
Just a minute, I'll share something for you all. You know this Swami?
Srirangam.
Lord Ranganatha in Srirangam, yeah.
Okay.
He is in the south. He is the biggest temple, operating temple with 7 square kilometers of temple area. And the Lord is there in a majestic form. So that way it is.
So this is also part of the Chardham, Prabhuji?
As per Garga Samhita, yes. But normally people don't do that because they don't know. But when you read the Garga Samhita, it clearly mentions, because you know how it happens, Prabhu. On the Govardhan mountain itself, there is Shriji Baba is sitting, right? Srinathji. The Srinathji temple is in Nathdwara. So that is a little Krishna lifting the Govardhan Parvat. That is Shriji Baba. So it says that one who goes and does the Govardhan Parikrama with Lord Shriji Baba on top, he is there. Your Char Dham Yatra completes in just one Govardhan Parikrama, what you say, life. In your lifetime, one Govardhan Parikrama, your Char Dham is taken care of. So sometimes you may not be able to travel across the India. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can travel, it's good. But if not, do one Govardhan Parikrama, आपका चार धाम का आशीर्वाद आ गया उस. Good, isn't it? Because that is only 22 kilometers total. So, Rao Prabhu, you can share, Prabhu. According to Lord Chaitanya, Sripad Shankaracharya preached the Mayavad philosophy for a particular purpose. Okay, such philosophy was necessary to defeat the Buddhist philosophy. So this is the story of how the Vedas went down to oblivion and how it was reintroduced. Because when Buddha Dev came down, he saw that in the name of religion, the Brahmanas were cutting the animals and putting them to sacrifice and eating the meat as a prasad. And he could see that there were so many animals who were mercilessly killed. So what Buddha propagated, that there is no Vedas, there is nothing, only Nirvana, zeroism. And he protected the Vedas. So Prabhupada gives an analogy. Analogy kya hai? A 3-year-old child, for example, a 2.5 or 3-year-old child gets $100 note in his hand. What will the child do, Prabhu?
He will tear it.
Absolutely. Or he will just throw it or make a rocket out of it or just chew it, something. But the father who is there, he knows the importance of that $100. So what he does, he says, oh, that is chichi, don't use that. And he gives him a lollipop. So that point of time, to protect the valuable currency, showing that lollipop is better than that is nothing wrong, because by that you are safeguarding the value of the particular note. So that is what Buddha said, that, oh, these Vedas, they are nothing. That is, I will give you something better. Ye chhod do. And then he established non-violence. But that was only a stopgap solution, one-time solution. जो Vedas गया उसको वापस लाना. Then Adi, now suddenly you said that is Shunyavadi, and then you say God is there, pray to him because he is the personality of God. Nobody will accept. So as it took time to remove the Vedas, it took time to reinstill the Vedas, and that was done by Lord Shiva, who came as Adi Shankaracharya and started the belief. Now, when Adi Shankaracharya was about to leave, he wrote Bhajagovindam, Achyuta Ashtakam, Govinda Ashtakam, Sudarshana Ashtakam. All these Ashtakams were done by him, and he settled the Char Dham also, though they are all Vishnu Dham except the Rameshwaram, but they are all, the Pratha has been run by the, what do you say, Shankaracharya's instruction. You can see that. Now, the next came Ramanujacharya, he said Dvaitism. 2. So this is how, and eventually what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Achintya Vedabhed. It means we are qualitatively one and quantitatively different than the Lord. So this is that particular sequence which the Lord is telling here. And Shankaracharya himself was a great devotee of the Lord, because Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. So Shankaracharya was none other than Shambhu. Okay, we'll go to the next verse. Okay, there is something here also. Just hold on
Hare
there.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji,
Yeah,
आपका बहुत
commentary
कट हो
on
रहा है.
the Srimad. आज नेट का थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है प्रभु. Prabhu, this Shankaracharya has not written the commentary on this Srimad Bhagavatam. What is that?
I think there is a commentary, no, Subal?
Oh, Shankaracharya ki commentary, I have not heard about it.
It's written here, na Prabhuji, that he has not written the commentary on the, because he feels it is.
What is Vedanta Sutra then?
Vedanta Sutra was written by Vyasdev only, right?
I don't know. There is a bit of a confusion. Prabhupada mentions here it is, but Sripad Shankaracharya did not dare to prepare the continuation of Chaturshloki. Anyway, I'll check. Maybe I'm confused a little bit today on this, but we had the Vedas written, then we had the Vedanta Sutra written. Yeah, Vyasdev, correct. Then Vedanta Sutra's commentary was written by Vyasadev in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, right, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
So yeah, Vedanta Sutra is also here. But I think what is Shankara Bhashya then?
That needs to be checked.
Because I think there was something written by not Sripad Shankaracharya, but the following disciples, Prabhu. There is something called Sharirak Bhashya or Shankara Bhashya. Something is there, which tried to counter because when they said that Bhagavatam is the natural commentary to Vedanta Sutra, so something was written on Vedanta Sutra itself as Shariraka Bhashya or Shankara Bhashya. So that was not a commentary to Srimad Bhagavatam, that was a commentary to Vedanta Sutra. Yes, that's right.
Prabhu, just to answer Mataji's question, so Mataji, the reason Prabhupada has mentioned that Shankaracharya did not dare to do so was basically there was a hidden purpose of the advent of Shankaracharya.
Shankaracharya.
Yeah. So in that hidden purpose, which was to basically drive away people from form worship to formless worship. Prabhu, correct me if I'm wrong. And with that, Bhagavad commentary on Bhagavatam would have been a kind of a contradiction to the purpose of his avatar. Prabhu, if I'm wrong, please correct me.
Just a minute, Prabhu.
Prabhu, I just did Google just now. So Shankara Bhashya, it says that commentary is written by Adi Shankaracharya on Prasthanatrayi, foundational texts of Vedanta philosophy. First is Brahma.
Vedanta philosophy, correct. Because something had been done, not by Bhagavatam, but it was just on Vedanta Sutra, it was written. Something was written for the Vedanta Sutra.
Bro, it's not mentioned Vedanta Sutra as such, but three foundational texts of Vedanta philosophy. One is Brahma Sutra, second is Bhagavad Gita, and third is 10 to 12 principal Upanishads.
Yeah, so that culminates into the Shankara Bhashya, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Because it is mentioned in the Padma Puran where Lord Shiva tells Parvati that I will be going, taking a birth in the Brahmana's family and preaching the philosophy which will, what do you say, put these, what are the Brahmanas? The Brahmanas with pride will be bereft of the Lord's real form, and they will be actually misregarded. Spiritual authority. Let me see, there is something. Lord Chaitanya talks about it actually in detail. Okay, what I will do is I have a document. I am not able to get it now. Once I get the document, I will do it and send it to you all.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, one more question just came up. Shankaracharya has written that Aham Shivam Aham ऐसा एक अष्टकम लिखा है ना, मेरे को नाम नहीं याद आ रहा अभी.
Shivoham.
Shivoham. So he has written this before this
Before
Bhajan.
Bhaj Those all the treaties, whatever he has done is just before. In the last final few years, he wrote Bhaj Govindam, Govinda Ashtakam, Achyuta Ashtakam, Sudarshana Ashtakam, and there is one more is there. There are total 5 Ashtakams.
Krishna Ashtakam.
Yeah, Krishna Ashtakam is there. That's right, Krishna Ashtakam is there. So he could not help but glorify the Lord completely, because as a pure devotee, he felt that if he doesn't do that, it won't be justifiable.
Prabhu, my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, the word Shiva has two meanings. One is the name of Shankar Mahadev himself. The other one is Shiva means completely pure.
Pure, auspicious.
So, yes. So when it is mentioned as Shivoham, it doesn't mean that I am Shiva. It means I am pure, because I is being referred to as Atma.
Right.
So that way, Shivoham can have both the meanings. I am Shiva because he is Shankar Mahadev himself, which is correct. But what he intends to convey is basically being an Atma, I am completely pure.
Yeah, that's right, Prabhu. Because just a minute, I'll show that to you. It's pretty interesting to know that. That is the absolute meaning, correct? I am Shiva, representing the self-realization that individual soul is one with the divine consciousness of the Supreme Shiva. So actually it is, you're identifying that I am pure because I am the soul. The fundamental identity is the individual soul, self. We are also divine, but not supreme divine. That is where it said, Achinta Bheda Bhed. So chanting Shivam is believed to promote self-awareness, mental strength, and a deeper way. But this is basically in the Shiva Sampradaya. In our Sampradaya, the meaning will be like how Subal Prabhu explained, that when you say I am Shiva means I am pure, the consciousness is pure. So when your consciousness is pure, you will get in touch with the super consciousness or divine consciousness. And that divine consciousness is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because Vishnu Sahasranam has this word Shiva as one of the names of Lord Narayana. See this, Vishnu Sahasranam has Shiva, Shambhu, Ishan, Rudra among the name. Not necessarily referring to Shiva as a separate, but it is the epitome of Vishnu himself, indicating the all-pervading nature and qualities. You got it, Mataji?
Yes.
See.
Yes.
Shiva, number
Yes,
27,
Prabhu. Very
means
much.
pure, auspicious, indicates Vishnu is free from three gunas and bestows all auspiciousness.
Mhm.
Right?
Because in that, yeah, Prabhuji, because in that Ashtakam, all the qualities of soul is given.
See, here also it said, by referring Vishnu to the name traditionally associated with Shiva, the Vishnu Sahasranam implies that Vishnu embodies the qualities of Shiva, such as purity, auspiciousness, and power.
Very pure.
And then
Clear.
when you go to the Narayana Upanishad, it says that certain interpretation, notably from Narayana Upanishad, explicitly said, Sa Brahma, Sa Shiva, Sa Indra, Sa Kshara, Sa Parma, Swarat. He is Brahma, he is Shiva, he is Indra, he is eternal, he is supreme, and he is all. So this is Narayana Upanishad is actually Narayana Sukta. We chant this every day actually, basically. Further emphasizing the unity of the three deities in the form of Vishnu. Yeah, so we'll go to the last verse. I think that's the second last word. Soham tad, we have to do 21. Soham tad darshanat ahlad viyogarita yata prabho gamishye daityam tasya bardharashramam mandalam. Someone can read?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
I'll read.
Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. My dear Vidura, now I am mad for want of the pleasure of seeing him. And just to mitigate this, I am now proceeding to Badakrishna
Badrikash.
in the Himalayas for association, as I have been instructed by him. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. A pure devotee of the Lord of the standard of Uddhava constantly associates with the Lord in the double perception of simultaneous separation and meeting. The pure devotee is not for a moment unengaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. Execution of the Lord's service is the main occupation of the pure devotee. Uddhava's separation from the Lord was unbearable, and therefore he started to Badakrishna in obedience to the Lord's order, because of the order of the Lord and the Lord himself are identical. As long as one is engaged in the execution of the order of the Lord, there is no factual separation from him. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So pure devotee of the Lord of the standard of Uddhav constantly associates with the Lord in double perception or simultaneous separation and meeting. The pure devotee is not for a moment unengaged in transcendental. So for a devotee to stay without the Lord or without the association of the Lord's pure devotees is impossible. So where he can find the Lord now? The Lord is just about to leave. So the Lord says, I will be there in Badrika Ashram till the end of the Kali Yuga. There you can come and see me as Narnaran Rishi. So because of that separation and pain, Vidur has been told that he is leaving, and let Maitreya Muni talk to him about it. Go to the next verse. Yatra Narayano Devo Narascha Bhagavan Rishi Mridutvaram Tapo Dirgham Te Pate Loka Bhavanau.
Hare Krishna. Translation. There is in Badrikashrama the personality of Godhead in his incarnation as the sages Nara and Narayana. has been undergoing great penance since time immemorial for the welfare of all amiable living entities. Purport. Badarikashrama in the Himalayas, the abode of Naranarayana sages, is a great place of pilgrimage for the Hindus. Even up to the present, hundreds and thousands of pious Hindus go to pay respects in the incarnation of Godhead Naranarayana. It appears that even 5,000 years ago, this holy place was being visited by such a holy being as Uddhava, and even at that time, the place was known to be very, very old. This particular pilgrimage site is very difficult to visit for ordinary men because of its difficult situation in the Himalayas, in a place which is covered by ice almost all year. A few months during the summer season, people can visit this place at great personal inconvenience. There are 4 Dhamas of kingdoms of God, which represent the planets of the spiritual sky, which consists of the Brahmajyoti and the Vaikunthas. These are Badarikashrama, Rameshwara, Jagannathapuri, and Dwaraka. Faithful Hindus still visit all these holy places for perfection of spiritual realization, following in the footsteps of devotees like Uddhava. Jai Shri Ram.
So this is what we were discussing in the previous verse. And coincidentally, it happens to be here, Naranarayana Rishi. So I'll just, you can stop sharing, Prabhu. We'll just discuss it out normally. So how many of us have visited Sri Badrika Ashram? Can just put show of hands.
Yet to visit Prabhuji.
I think
Where is
Subal visited, no?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Subal Prabhu, I know he had visited. I think once or twice, Prabhu.
No one.
Once. The first time.
Yes.
With the big group, 105 people.
Chardham Yatra, correct.
Oh, yes. That was a tremendous one, actually. So, yeah.
Where is Badrika Ashram?
You have visited Badrika Ashram?
No, Prabhuji. Where is it?
It's in Uttaranchal, Devbhumi.
I went very long back when I was young.
Yeah, the best time to visit there is in the summer season, April to June. Once the rain starts, there is a landslide actually. So when you go to Badrika Ashram, there is a particular deity over there, which is Ananta Shesha, who is keeping his eyes wide open and clicking our pictures to know that who all have come to the Badrika Ashram. So that it is like a big stone and it has got a big eye. So it is called as the Ananta Shesha eyes, who is the, Sakshi to our presence over there. So Badrika Ashram, the deity of the Badrika Ashram was found in Narad Kund, which is a very cold area. In the Kund, but I still see that the locals over there, they go take bath in that at 4:30 in the morning, freezing ice cold. And then in the wet clothes, they go and they see the Abhishek of the Lord and come back. It's a very beautiful place. Actually, one should visit these areas as soon as possible because our health is not known as to how it will pan in the future. There are So Srila Prabhupada mentions that it is not only now, but even in the olden days, people used to travel all the way to these areas and do their Dham Yatra and come. So if at all you all want to do the Yatra, I have told how to do it. Rameshwaram, Puri, Badrinath, Dwarka. So it is said that in the Satyug, the Lord sleeps in Badrika Ashram. In the Treta Yug, he comes and takes bath in Rameshwaram. Then he comes to Jagannath Puri for Prashadam, Bhoga, and Dwarka Vihar with 16,108 wives. So this he does it every day. He sleeps in Badrika Ashram under the Badri tree. The bichana is put by Mahalakshmi ji, the bed and everything. And then from there he wakes up and comes to Rameshwaram, takes bath in the Agni Tirtham and 22 Kundams. Then from there, after getting dried up, he comes to Jagannath Puri to eat Prashadam Chappan Bhog. And then he goes to enjoy with his family members in Dwarka, where 16,108 wives are there. So this is the daily routine of the Lord. sleep. So that is Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. So any doubts for the day?
Prabhu, I had this question. Don't know whether this is authentic or not. So there are quite a few these forwards that keep coming, and it always creates a doubt whether it actually happened or not because there is no scriptural basis. So one such forward talked about a situation where Krishna was about to depart and Uddhav wanted to ask few questions to Krishna as to why he let the dice game happen. Why did he let Draupadi Vastraharan to happen? Why did he not stop Yudhishthir from playing the dice altogether? And all of that. And he asks these questions. When Krishna tells Uddhav, I know you have some questions in your mind. You can open up, you can speak now. Then Uddhav asks these questions. And then Krishna talks about some philosophy, karma philosophy. I don't interfere in anyone's karma. And I wanted to come. But when I reached the door of Hastinapur, that's when Yudhishthir prayed that I should not come. That's why I did not come, or something like that. अभी ये कितना सच है, कितना झूठ है, पता नहीं, and how to validate this, Prabhu, and how
So
to refute if it is this is not.
First and foremost, this is the concorded version of those who wanted to give their explanation about what Krishna said. Authentically, if you see all the books what have been written by the acharyas, none of the places are there where it talks about Draupadi Vastraharan again, the dice game. It is just a justification given by some so-called pseudo-devotees, Prabhu, because there is no base to it. To whatever we have seen in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Laghu Bhagavatamrita, Gopal Champu, then we are having Vigad Madhav, Neel Madhav, then Neela Chintamani. All these books that we talk about, Prabhu, none of these books bear any kind of references to these kind of, what you say, conversations, Prabhu. This is concorded. Because I also used to get these forwards, like one forward I got that Krishna was dark, so he was ridiculed by everybody. He was called Kanha because he was black, and throughout the life he struggled. Matlab, people, they just keep up with so many, what do you say, philosophy.
So, और ऐसा निकला था, I'm not sure if you have gone through it, that
मैं 2 मिनट में कॉल करता हूँ, मैं क्लास के एंडिंग में हूँ, ठीक है?
हाँ.
Yes, Subal Prabhu.
Also, Prabhu, one more has come, कि Ram sent Lakshman to Ravan himself because Ravan was a great Brahman and Pandit to learn something. I don't know what it is and all that. Then Ravan taught him something and then he came and all that. And ये meaning आपको पता होगा, ये कुमार विश्वास जो अरविंद केजरीवाल के काम करता था, now he has become a great speaker on रामायण और all that, बहुत बात करता है उसके ऊपर. अभी authenticity of this one is not known, and Ram,
the Valmiki Ramayana does not talk about it.
Even Ram doesn't talk about it.
Prabhuji,
generally क्या?
No, generally now we are using the terms like WhatsApp philosophy, WhatsApp doctor, WhatsApp nutritionist. So as WhatsApp came, everyone has become doctor, philosopher, sage. So generally we'll use these words.
Because Prabhupada mentions that anything which is not in Valmiki Ramayana need not be considered actually. So I also have seen that in one of the TV serials where Ravan is about to die, Rama says he's a great warrior, a great king, a great Trivedi. So he may have something to tell you from his experience. So Lakshman is a little bit morose, but it happens to do it that way. Prabhu, many foundational things have been shaken up in Kali Yuga, with some partaking, some knowledge from here and there and doing it. Like, once we were discussing about the 5 horses are the 5 senses, the Sarathi is the mind, then the coach is the intelligence.
That is the authentic version given by Prabhupada and philosophy. I think that 5 horses was 5 Pandavas.
No. Yeah, 5 Pandavas. How we can say that 5 horses are 5 Pandavas? And the guy sitting there is Krishna, and मतलब
mind
they
is
they
I-
just what you say concord many things just to give their philosophy in the name of Shastra, Prabhu. But this is definitely not known, Prabhu. When what the question you said about the Draupadi's case, about the Vastraharan, about this one, what you say,
dice game.
dice game, and Yudhishthir going for 13 years. वो सब बकवास है पूरा.
Okay, Prabhu.
Because to whatever we have read, Prabhu, in our limited lifetime, there are so many books, but nowhere I've seen even our current generation ISKCON sannyasis. They have not mentioned it anywhere. Neither we have heard it in any of the lectures.
I think we have a good responsibility to refute this also, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Yes. करना चाहिए.
because these people are not giving the code source, no, Prabhu.
Yeah, correct. Correct.
Code source nahi karte. They just randomly talk like that, and then you go crazy thinking what's happening. Bolke.
Correct. Correct. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Anybody has any question? Today was a good discussion. Lot of questions came up. Any question, anybody? Or we can.
Prabhuji, just one more thing I want to ask.
Yeah.
You have time?
Yes. Yes.
प्रभु जी अभी ब्रह्मा जी का जो लीला है, ये ब्रह्मा सम्मोहन लीला, तो ये क्यों ब्रह्मा जी कैसे सम्मोहित हो गए? क्योंकि जब नारद जी को पता है कि भगवान आने वाले हैं, जब वो कंस से जाके कहते हैं, तो ब्रह्मा जी कैसे bewildered हो गए, कैसे वो सम्मोहित हो गए कि भगवान को नहीं पहचान पाए, उनको नहीं पता कि भगवान ने यहाँ पे भगवान आए हैं यहाँ.
Two reasons, Mataji. Narad consistently chants the holy names of the Lord, and he sees the Lord everywhere. So though Narad is the son of Brahma, but Narad is the superior. Yes, beta. But Narad is a superior devotee of the Lord by the dint of his point one. Point number two. Thank you, beta. किसने दिया? Yeah. Point number two is Mataji. Brahma's concept of God मैंने आपको बताया था, चतुर्भुज नारायण. So when he was consistently looking and monitoring what Krishna is doing, it was completely opposite of what Narayan does. Narayan in Vaikuntha is in Aishwarya Bhav. Lakshmi ji बैठी है, नारायण बैठे हैं, या नारायण लेटे हुए, लक्ष्मी जी पैर दबा रही है. भगवान को आप खाना हाथ से नहीं खिला सकते, खाली यज्ञ से खिला सकते हैं. So all these things bewildered him that how can this 5-year-old person be a god? Because there is no, I don't see any lakshan. See, you have a checklist, Mataji. That ye checklist mein Rohit Verma will look like this, Sachin Raja will look like this, Rao will look like this, Now suddenly out of us, Rohit Verma suddenly becomes a 5-year-old boy and he's licking his finger. ये चाट रहा है, झूठा खा रहा है, दूसरे के टिफिन से निकाल के खा रहा है, गाय चरा रहा है. So Brahma said, is this God? God means Aishwarya. Is there ना cleanliness का ठिकाना है, ना sanctification है, कुछ भी नहीं है. And deliberately what Krishna did to bewilder him more. One hand daiva and one hand pickle. So he's licking his finger. Because Vishnu will only take anything through yajna or through Brahmana. Here these Gwalas don't know what is Brahmana except that Madhumangal, one Brahman. So the Lord completely bewildered him deliberately. Like Arjun was bewildered in the field of Kurukshetra.
Yeah.
So उससे क्या समझ में आया ब्रह्मो विमोहन लीला से कि I am the source of all the Vishnus.
Yeah.
So there he shows that Vishnu comes from me, not that I come from Vishnu. So that was the primary point. Primary point number two, regardless of my age, I am the Supreme Personality and I shall continue to remain so. You may accept, you may not accept, that is up to you.
Correct.
And point number three, you are trying to understand me through your tiny brain of knowledge with Chaturmukh Brahma, but I am beyond your understanding because I am Adhokshaja.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
When you try to understand God by knowledge, you actually become bewildered.
Correct.
And विमोहित हो जाते हैं. ब्रह्मा भी विमोहित हो गए थे माताजी.
जी. Very well explained. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you.
I think whenever we want to use the knowledge to understand the God, that is a big mistake. When you understand the God through devotion, that is the best path.
See, I will show you, Prabhu. If time permits, can I have 5 minutes more?
Yeah, sure.
Subal?
Yes, yes, Prabhu, yes. So while you are just pulling up that other document, just एक point add करना है कि in one of the places I read that when the Lord wants to teach us something, He generally teaches us via someone else, if not
Yes.
always. So Brahma, being the greatest living entity in the whole world, when the Lord teaches Brahma, automatically we learn from his example. And iska explanation has been given in such a manner that in Bhagavad Gita 8th chapter 17th verse, when Krishna talks about the life of Brahma, he purposely selects Brahma's life to be talked about. He could have even talked about Indra's life also. But Indra not being the longest living entity, if had he chosen Indra's life duration, then Brahma would have thought of Indra's life duration मेरे से anyway कम है, so इसके लिए इंद्रा destroy होता है and create होता है. So Brahma would not have still understood that. इसके लिए Brahma's life has been picked up so that anything below Brahma can understand based on that example.
Yeah, that is a good example, bro. Good explanation.
Thank you, Rama. Even Brahmaji can get bewildered what about jivas.
So I'll show you something which is very different than the subject matter, but you just try to understand this. Two things I'll show you. So what do you see here?
Chart. Rashi.
The birth chart.
Yeah, okay. So just two areas you need to concentrate. One is number 6, one is number 12. Okay. Now, this is the house of moksha. And this is the house of knowledge. Knowledge is governed by 6. 6 means Virgo. The master of Virgo is Mercury. So Buddhi, right? And Venus means love. Okay. Now, when Venus comes in the house of Buddhi, it loses all its power because you just become knowledgeable, only knowledge. There is no assertion of love. And the same Mercury, when it goes to this place, it loses its power of knowledge because knowledge doesn't work here. So, how is Krishna to be understood? By Jnana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga?
Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti. Bhakti means unconditional love or unconditional knowledge.
Yeah. Unconditional love.
Unconditional love. So the moment you start using your knowledge to understand God, you will never reach Him.
Okay.
Because knowledge is not meant to understand God. Knowledge is meant to connect to the Lord. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Now that I am in the human life, so basically the knowledge is required to connect, and once connected, then you start knowing Him and serving Him and you fall in love. And the same thing happens if love has to be done by आप सोच के प्यार करते हैं या प्यार हो जाता है?
प्यार हो जाता है.
Right? You do not write a thesis on how to fall in love. I don't think Radha Krishna ever studied something that how are we going to be attracted to each other. It is a spontaneous things. So even in the astrological chart, it is mentioned that when Venus is in the 12th house, which is the Ucha, you will attain the lordships. Goloka Dham. But if Mercury is over here, that will be the cause of fall down. So to summarize this thing, what I showed, By knowledge, you cannot conquer the Lord. By knowledge, you may have some understanding of the Lord. But unless you surrender, and that too willfully, because after showing the entire Vishwa Virat Swarup, what did Krishna tell to Arjuna? Yatha ichhashi tatha kuru. Look, Lord, if you will not surrender, I will punish you. He didn't say that. Because you cannot force somebody to love you. You cannot force someone to surrender. Surrender comes out of affection and love. So that is the reason we have to see that by knowledge, there is a disaster. Now, Uddhav, he was a perfectly knowledge person. So why Krishna sent him to Vrindavan? He says, go and teach them something from your Vedic knowledge. But वहां जाके उल्टा हो गया. उद्धव पूरा सीख कर वापस आ गया कि unconditional love क्या है. So these are the two aspects in the astrological chart also. When we see that how knowledgeable you are, but how are you able to implement that knowledge to go back to Godhead? And that is, you have to fall in love. Bhajatam priti purvakam. That is the reason that chapter number 6, verse number 47 of Bhagavad Gita, it says that Yoginam api sarvesham madgaten antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yamam samay yukta tato mata. Out of all the yogis, karma yogi, jnana yogi, dhyana yogi, and bhakti yogi, one who is thinking about me with affection and love and doing my bhajan, he is the best of all. Any other doubts, Rao Sahab? Amrit Madhav Prabhu?
Hare
This
Krishna,
clear.
Prabhuji.
This
Prabhuji,
clear.
I have one question. You explained that related to this Char Dham, that Lord Krishna wakes up in Badrikashram from sleep, and then he goes to
Rameshwaram for
Rameshwaram to take bath at Agnikund, and then he goes to Puri to have Bhoga, and then finally he goes to Dwarka,
करने के लिए द्वारका.
wives and family. So, Prabhuji, you associated this with some, Yuga Chakra. How it is, Prabhu? I was just, missed that portion.
Yoga Chakra is also there, but for the Lord, it is a day-to-day activity. He is out of the yoga. For him, these dhams are there. And he just goes there and spends the time, and like that it is. It is not the Yuga Chakra for him. For us, that is a Yuga Chakra. Satyug, this, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. But if you see, these four were manifested in all the yugas, regardless of the Lord. See, what I'm trying to tell you over here, these are the spiritual Vaikuntha sky mentioned by Prabhupada. So they're eternally there for the Lord to go and do his vihar and his activities. But on the earth also it manifests so that we devotees can go and take the advantage and take the blessings and go back to Godhead actually. It is on a day-to-day basis. This is something I heard in one of the lectures. I'll try to get the source code of it here.
Okay.
What exactly were you trying to get to, Prabhuji?
Actually, you mentioned, some yugas over there. So I got confused, whether you are associating these activities with the yugas activities or.
No, for him it's a daily activity. The yugas activity is basically for the creation and the dissolution. But for him, in the spiritual sky, he does that, not on the earth. He does it in the spiritual sky.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, and thank you very, 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 very much, Prabhu. Like always, it's an enlightening session on various topics. आप रहते प्रभु तो ये ना variety of topics आते automatically discussion के लिए. Excellent. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Somehow, I have a bad habit of shifting from the main topics, Prabhu.
हम लोग को benefit होता है.
So,
And we like it, Prabhuji.
it is not good for a teacher to be like that. He should be focused.
No, Prabhuji, we like this teaching.
It is like, if you eat a proper nutritious food, it is balanced diet. I take you all for bhel puri, pani puri, dahi batata puri, और सब चलते रहता है like. But then unless Prabhu you don't churn out, I don't feel then, because